This is our first look at the Parkside locking pliers set, which is £8, $7.99 for 3 locking pliers. Let's see what we have. These feel a lot better than I was expecting them to. So let's look at the first one here, which is a clamp, not a plier. It is a locking clamp. You can use it for welding. You can use it for woodworking. You can use it for a number of things. Holding up studio lights if you want. It has a pretty good release. You know, the spring's pretty good. It's a little too easy to just pull apart. Knurling on the tensioner here. Pretty good. No Allen or anything down there to help you get more grip if you're doing it on tight. Now, to be fair, Parkside gets all their stuff OEM'd, which there's nothing wrong with. But Delta? If that's the Delta I'm thinking with, Delta actually makes pretty good stuff. So I know they have Grizzly do their power tools, but Grizzly OEMs their stuff too, other than their table saws and a few of their other saws. So, you know, not necessarily a positive there, but you know, OEMing there's nothing wrong with it. So let's look at the these needle nose locking pliers, nice and thick, a little bit thicker than you'd probably want from pliers in this style. But you know what? It's not loose, and a lot of cheap ones have a lot of wiggle. This one does not. Again, they both this one and this one have had a little bit of trouble loosening. Oh, actually, it might be because I'm running close to the end. Because there's you can't really see it. There's you see, there's like a little trimmed part in the thread, probably just so you don't unthread it all the way. Now this, I was actually surprised with how good these feel. So these locking pliers, or vice grips by some people, vice grips is a brand. They feel good. The threading in here doesn't feel too fantastic. Maybe could use a little bit of grease or something in there, or 3-in-1 oil. Feels a little bit grindy on this one as opposed to the other ones. The other ones got stuck a few times. This one feels a little bit more grindy and hasn't gotten stuck. So that's good. A little bit too much wiggle for my liking when it's closed, but that's something that a lot of companies have issues with, and you're not really going to find many that don't wiggle at all. I mean, again, it kind of gets stuck when it gets to certain points. So this is pretty tightly closed. I'm trying to pull them apart. I can, but it is very difficult, and I have to hit a certain... I'm trying not to hit this while doing it, but I can do it. It's not super easy. Some of the cheap ones, you just touch it and it flies open, and this one doesn't have that problem. And then you also have the release there, which works pretty decently. I think out of the box, it is pretty good for £2.50 a piece, or a little bit over £2.50. So we'll see how these do in the long run.